that's wild. What the heck? And so I told my husband about it, and he said, that's a huge red flag. And I just kind of started like spiraling. Story time about how I found out my dad that raised me is not my biological father. In 2021, my mom's mom passed away. So my husband and kids and I traveled down. They live kind of far away, all that side of my family. Some of them I had not seen in years. We went to the funeral and arrangements and all that. And a couple days later, one of my mom's brothers messaged my husband on Facebook and said, I don't know Angie well enough to know if she can handle this information. She looks so much like this guy that her mom and I went to high school with, and I know that her mom was spending time with this guy, like dating. And so my husband's like, look at it. Like, he immediately just showed the message to me and just was like, that's wild. What the heck? I didn't think much of it. A couple days later, I called my mom to check in on her, and we talked for a little bit, and I told her what one of her brothers had messaged my husband, and she kind of like went off the rails, like kind of freaked out, and told me, you need to block him. That brother of mine's crazy. I said, I don't really see the need in blocking him. He didn't say anything or do anything, awful. And she just freaked out and hung up on me. So I told my husband about it, and he said, that's a huge red flag. Like, why would you react that way unless there's some truth to it? And he said, I'm going to order you a test. Time while we were waiting on it to come in the mail, I was looking up this guy's name on Facebook, like Googling, and I just kind of started like spiraling. And you have to wait 6 weeks on your results. And when I got my results, I typed in my maiden name, my dad that raised me. It said 0 results. It hit me like a ton of bricks that none of my dad's side of my family that I've known to be my family my whole life is my family. I'm not related to a single one of them. So I talked to my dad that raised me about it, and he said, they were dating. Your mom and I weren't consistent, so it could be true. He was obviously heartbroken. And I told him, you will always be dad. Yeah, so that was rough for a while. And I messaged my biological father on Facebook. He said that makes sense because I was with your mom about 9 months before you were born. I had no idea she was pregnant. When I graduated, I moved across the country out to California, and he drove out like 1,100 miles to meet me. And we did a paternity test as well, just to be 100% sure. We're great now. We have a great relationship. We talk all the time. Let me know if you have any questions.